here for Talk to Me Tuesday on Wednesday, May 19th. I didn't want another week to go by without making another video. I've already missed 2 weeks, understandably. Been going through some ups and downs, but I did want to check in with you guys and let you know that I'm fine, the family is fine, everything is okay here. I was laid off from my position at a group of radio stations where I have worked under various owners, but at the same building I've worked for almost 23 years. So it was obviously very emotional, and there was a lot of upheaval because it was completely unexpected. I know a lot of people, I guess, would have been expecting it, considering the business climate we're in, but I didn't. So anyway, that's enough about that. So things are okay. I filed for unemployment. I am have had some people contacting me from various other places in town that I've worked with in the past, that are now at other places in media, TV, radio, and there's some conversations going on there. Meanwhile, my Sojo is back, which I'm very excited about, and that's really what I wanted to talk to you about. So, when I did the chocolate box quilt pattern of Jennifer's for Project Linus last year, the quilt itself is actually on the frame, and it has been for a really long time, and I haven't even started quilting it yet. But when I did that, I enjoyed it so much, the process, that I decided that there was a quilt I had been wanting to make for someone for quite a while, and I wasn't sure what to do, and I decided that's what I was going to do, because I had seen these fabrics at Joann Fabrics that were classic rock bands, and I decided to use those for my novelty fabric and do an assortment of them with a solid for the lattice, and I have one block finished for that. But so I went out right away when I was working on that. This is months ago, right? I went out right away and bought all the fabrics I needed, and I bought this gray, which I'm loving, for the lattice fabric. And yeah, so there's 6 different prints. There are 5 blocks of each print. And then I'm going to do a border of the solid gray, and I'm going out today to grab, I'm a little bit short, I figured out, because I've just finished all of my pre-cutting. This is why this process stopped last year. I started pre-cutting, and I had actually bought 7 fabrics, and I accidentally cut all of the fabric into strips instead of the first print, instead of cutting my 6.5-inch squares. So that actually worked out okay, because it is almost indistinguishable from one of the other prints, the exact same color scheme. And actually it's this one right here. It was one of the Who fabrics. I actually bought 3 Who fabrics, and this one right here is the one I screwed up. But I ended up being short of this one here. I misjudged somewhere along the way when I was cutting my fabric, I think, and I used the AccuQuilt for everything, and it does cause a bit more waste than cutting by hand, so I misjudged that. I should have bought a little extra, and instead of buying more of this print right here that's in the center, I was able to substitute this print the amount that I was short. However, that print is not going to work for the other Who fabric that I have here. Sorry, now I have two Who fabrics that are actually in, you know, it's funny, I keep saying Who, and it makes me think Doctor Who, but that's obviously not what I mean. I mean the band, The Who. But yeah, so it worked out well for this one. This one is complete. I just wanted to get one of them done last night. I actually have this much done for all of them, so I just have 4 more blocks of that print, and then that will be done. I have the border already pieced for that, so everything is pre-cut. I finished pre-cutting this morning. I'm going to go to Joann once my daughter gets home with the car, and I'm going to buy a 1/4 yard more of each of the fabrics, of the rest of the fabrics, to make sure that I have enough. And then, so I'm just going to cut them all into 2.5 inch strips, so whatever's left over will go into the binding. And I'm going to buy wide backing while I'm there to simplify my life. And that way, when this is done, I can wrap all this up. And I'm hoping to get it all done by within a week. I'm hoping to get it all done within a week, let's just say. So, and I have some time on my hands right now, so that's okay. I have a new cutting table. Sadly, a neighbor a couple of doors down, we've lived in this house for 24 years, and one of our neighbors that was there when we moved in passed away. His kids came down, adult children obviously, and were helping their mom go through all of his stuff because, you know, he'd been a hobbyist for so long, and had a lot of tools and things like that, and did a garage sale to help her out with that. They were here for a couple of weeks, and I purchased at the garage sale this beautiful handmade cabinet that Bill made years ago. There's a sticker on the bottom, I want to say 1978, 1976, something like that. Hardwood, solid wood. There is a fixed shelf in the middle. I don't know if you can see this or not on the camera. There's a fixed shelf in the middle. It was about 28-ish, 28.5 inches tall. So I went to Lowe's last week and I bought 6-inch legs and the furniture attachment hardware that you screw to the cabinet itself. And so I finished those with just a clear poly so that they would kind of match the raw wood of the cabinet. And then my husband made me this beautiful white laminate countertop to my exact measurements, and I have ordered an 18-inch by 36-inch, which is kind of an odd size. I've ordered an 18 by 36 cutting mat, which should arrive this weekend, and that'll go on top. And this is going to be my cutting station, and the Quilt is going to live down below when I'm not using it. I've decided I don't want a cutting station that is on wheels anymore. And I really can't move stuff around that much anyway. It makes much more sense to have the ironing station be movable. And by making this 18 inches instead of 24, which is what the original cutting table was, I have much more space back here. So you can see I've got my 2 sets of shelves are built. All of my fabric is over here. Things are getting organized. I've got my sewing table here. I had another white laminate tabletop I had purchased at Lowe's ages ago. And I have attached it with a bracket, a couple of L brackets to the sewing table to make an L. And then I have these drawers underneath that I made. They were actually for building a shoe rack that I got on Amazon, but they're just the right width that I made dividers, and I have these in there. So it's still Hogwarts Stairs, but things are getting where they need to be. I needed this to be narrower so I could have more space back here, and I'm going to probably add some hooks here on the side to hang my rulers on, or a wall-mounted ruler rack I may mount right here on the side of this solid wood cabinet. I have used double stick tape to secure the tabletop to the cabinet itself. And I haven't even moved any of my dies and stuff, but all my dies and all of that are going to move over here. So once I get this emptied, I can work on that, and then we'll talk about it some more. I am officially 2 weeks, as of 3 p.m. this afternoon, 2 weeks past my second vaccine dose, which is very exciting, and I'm looking forward to celebrating that. So I hope all of you have a good week. I look forward to watching your videos, and I hope you get to be crafty this week, and I will see you next week. Bye!